New Year. Hello, my viewers, the parents, the teachers and students, as well as another Saturday for Easy Numbers. Today I want to talk about the multiplication of all numbers between 1 and 100, provided that they end in the numeral 1. There are so many numbers in mathematics that end in 1, and those between 1 and 100 could be 11, 21, 31, 41, 51, 61, 71, 81, 91. Now those numbers are very, very simple to manipulate in multiplication, and I'm going to show you one way whereby nobody will ever to beat you again in these multiplications. If you are multiplying numbers that end in 1, say numbers like 41 by 51, 41 by 51, those are numbers that end in 1, and they are all numbers between 1 and 100. What you do is so simple. 3 steps. Step 1, multiply the tens digits. Step 2, add the tens digits. Step 3, drop 1. I repeat. Step 1, multiply the tens digits. Step 2, add the tens digits. Step 3, drop 1. Let's go. Step 1, multiply the tens digits. 4 times 5 is 20. Step 2, 4 plus 5 is 9. Step 3, drop 1. So the answer to this problem becomes 2091. Let us take another example. We probably have 61 multiplied by 21. Step 1, multiply the tens digits. 6 times 2, 12. Step 2, add the tens digits. 6 plus 2 is 8. Step 3, drop 1. So the answer is 1281. Let us get another one. 71. We multiply this by 21. Step 1, multiply the tens digits. 7 times 2 is 14. Step 2, add the tens digits. 7 plus 2 is 9. Step 3, drop 1. So 71 times 21 is 1491. So if you are used to that kind of multiplication, you will be so fast in doing your mathematics. So let's look at this one. Say we have 31 times 41. 31 times 41. Step 1, multiply the tens digits. 3 times 4 is 12. Step 2, add the tens digits. 3 plus 4 is 7. And step 3, drop 1. So 31 multiplied by 41, the answer is 1271. Let's look at another example. 51, we want to multiply this one by 31. Step 1, multiply the tens digits. 5 times 3 is 15. Step 2, add the tens digits, which is 8. Step 3, drop 1. So the answer of 51 times 31 is 1581. Let us look at this other one. 61 multiplied by 31. Step 1, multiply the tens digits. 6 times 3 is 18. Step 2, add the tens digits. 6 plus 3 is 9. And the last step, just drop 1. So 61 times 31 is 1891. When you know that, you will multiply these things mentally. Let us see how you can do them mentally. Long before somebody has an answer, you already have an answer. Let us suppose we have 21 and we are going to multiply that by 51. My answer is 1071 at a glance. How is it 1071? It is step 1, 2 times 5 is 10. Step 2, 2 plus 5 is 7. Step 3, just drop 1. So that is 1071. Let us look at, even if it's 51 multiplied by 31. I should see the answer as 1581. How have I seen 1581? Step 1, multiply the tens digits. 5 times 3 is 15. Step 2, add the tens digits. 5 plus 3 is 8. Step 3, drop 1. That is wonderful. You become a genius at a very, very early age on numbers. Now, the only thing I want to tell you here is that sometimes the addition gives 2 digits. For example, 91 multiplied by 41. You see, when you add 9 plus 4, it will be 13, 2 digits. So you always first check the addition. If it's going to be 2 digits, multiply the tens digit 9 times 4 to get 36 and add on 1. So the answer begins by 37. Now 9 plus 4 is 13. You only put 3 in the center. Where has the other one gone? The other one was a carry which was put on 36 to make 37. And then you drop 1. Let me repeat that example again. 81 multiplied by 51. I should see my answer as 4131. How do you see that? When you multiply 8 times 5, it is 40. But on checking the addition, 8 plus 5 is 3. That means 1 will be carried to the 40. And the 40 becomes 41. And because this addition gives 13, I only write the ones digit here, 3. And I drop 1. So you are able to see answers mentally whether the addition will be 2 digits or 1 digit. Just a little more example to show you how we get along. 71 multiplied by 91. You see, when I check the addition, it's going to be 2 digits, 16. So when I multiply 7 times 9 is 63, I add on 1. So that the answer is 64. And then, because the addition here was 16, I only write the ones digit of 16 here. Because the tens digit has gone on to 63 to make it 64. And then I finalize by 1. So you will see the answer mentally all the time. But first of all, check the addition. If the addition is going to be 2 digits, you throw the tens digit on the left. If the addition is just 1 digit, you just leave it the way it is. So 54 by 31. I'm talking about numbers ending in 1. You see, this one is 1581 at a glance. How did I see 1581? I said 5 and 3 is 15, while the addition 5 and 3 is 8, and finally that. So now let's go to bigger numbers on the same composition. Somebody will ask you to find the area of a rectangular field whose measurements are 6,100 by 210 meters. What is the area of a rectangular field whose length is 6,100 and the width is 210? The untrained is going to see this as a very, very large problem. And yet the trained one sees it a very, very small problem. In my teachings, I tell you that there are 3 categories of numbers. Category 1 are plain numbers. Category 2 are numbers ending in zeros. And category 3 are numbers with decimals. So this one here is a number in category 2. a number that ends in zeros. So how do we multiply numbers that end in zeros? I had taught earlier, and I'll repeat in future lessons, that you ignore the zeros, put the zeros aside, so that your only problem at this moment becomes 61 and 21. So, this one, you see the answer mentally. It is 1281. How did I see 1281? I first multiplied the tens digits 6 times 2 to get 12. Then I added again the tens digit 6 plus 2 to get 8. And then I just dropped 1. So the answer became 1281. Once it is 1281, then I remember, oh, the main number was not 61, it was 6100. Those are 2 zeros. I bring them back. And again I remember, the main number was not 21. It was 210. It had 1 zero. So I bring the other 0. And then when I do this, I know that the area of this rectangular field is 1,281 square meters. A problem that I would do mentally. Once you know small numbers, they expand in the 3 categories. That small number can be a number ending in 0 or a number with a decimal. Just like I taught you before, 5 can either be a 5 or a 50 or a 500 or a 5,000. All these are numbers ending in zeros. So zeros set aside, deal with the plain numbers and return the zeros. Let's look at another example. A bicycle in a shop, for example, goes for 7,100. In the year that was, a bicycle dealer sold some 510 bicycles. How much money did he raise from the sale of the bicycles in that year? The bicycle goes for 7,100. And in 1 year, the bicycle dealer had to sell 510 bicycles. How much did he sell in that year? And so, you look at this one, and you say it's that 621,000. But let us see. Ignore the 3 zeros, and your problem becomes 71 and 51. So, you multiply them the way I've shown you. You check the addition, it is going to be 12. So, multiply 7 times 5, which is 35, and add on 1 of 12. It's like we carry. So, 7 times 5 is 35 plus 1 is 36. Once we have 36, now we add 7 plus 5, which is 12. We only write 2 because the tens digit that would make 12 is the one that went on 35 to make it 36. And then we just drop 1. After that, we come back to remember that it wasn't just 71, it was 7,100. There were 2 zeros. Return them. Then when you come to 51, it wasn't just 51, it was 510. It had 1 0. Return the 1 0, and that is your final answer. So the bicycle dealer in that year made 3,621,000. Mathematics is fun, mathematics is joy, mathematics is play. The only difficult thing about mathematics is the way it is taught. That you break so many sticks and start counting them. That is where mathematics begins, and that's where it goes wrong, right at the beginning. Because there are some problems so huge, you cannot count them. So you must know other ways of doing them. And when we teach tables, we should teach tables by faith, not by counting. Let a child just know that 5 times 8 is 40 by faith, not by counting. Because of course the child might count 40, but when it's 15 times 15, which is 225, so where is the child going to get 225 sticks to count? So maths, the tables must be taught by faith so that they can make our children mathematics genius at a very, very early age. Now let's look at the third category. This is a category of numbers ending in zeros. So you deal only with plain numbers and return the zeros. Now there are problems that will be with the decimals. So if you have something like 7.1 times 3.1. So 7.1 times 3.1. Ignore the decimals and have just your problem as 71 by 31. And crush them. When you add 7 times 3 is going to be 10, so it means 7 times 3 is 21, with 1 of 10 becomes 22, and then because this is 10, you just bring the 0 of 10, knowing that 1 of 10 has been transferred to 21 to make it 22. And then finally 1. Then you realize that the number was not 71, it was 7.1. That's one decimal. Then the number was not 31, it was 3.1, another decimal. So this answer must have 2 decimals in it. So the correct answer is 22.01. You use the same method except to return the decimals later. Again, let's do another example. We probably have 0.051. And we are going to multiply this one by 4.1. So 0.51 times 4.1. Somebody then thinks that this is a very difficult problem. But by my teachings, ignore the decimals and deal only with plain numbers. The plain numbers are 51 times 41. 51 by 41. Where you can see the answer straight away as 2091. How did I see that answer? 5 times 4 is 20. 5 plus 4 is 9. And then you just drop 1. So The answer of plane number 51 and 41 is 2091. But then you come to remember that it wasn't 51. It was 0.051, 3 decimals. And the other number was 4.1, another 1 decimal. So that means the answer to this problem must have 4 decimal places. And so you put 1, 2, 3, 4. Your decimal lies around here, and it is 0.2091. And please go ahead and check on your calculators back home, or work them the normal way, and let us see if it is not that answer. I keep repeating here that I can make a computation error, but I do not make a concept error. The concept holds true for whatever number you are multiplying. The only mistake you can make in there is just a calculation error. Maybe you mismultiply or misadd. So all this knowledge is in that small book we call The Making of a Mathematics Genius. And parents, if you want your child to be a genius in mathematics, start your child right now. Let your child start manipulating numbers, playing with numbers. Because mathematics is about numbers, then science, and then later on it is the formula. So for number manipulation, get your child to have that book, The Making of a Mathematics Genius. Once the child has that, then the child will know how to add like a genius, subtract like a genius, multiply like a genius, and divide like a genius. Many times faster than anybody using a calculator. And even if somebody is using a calculator, chances are that he might hold the wrong key on the calculator and therefore get the wrong answer. But the brain, once it knows something, it never goes wrong. So let your child be a genius at a very, very early age. So the book is The Making of a Mathematics Genius. We will tell you how to get it at the end of the lesson. Then you heard me mention about the formula. I have decided that I'll combine both primary and high school formula in one book so that you do not have to get 2 books for the formula. So you need to get the formula book. It will give you the formula from grade 1 to form 4. Because there are so many mathematics problems that you cannot do if you don't know the formula. And what is a formula? A formula is just a code which you decode by putting the right numbers. And a formula will have the operational signs in it. So in short, you will be doing numbers, either adding them or subtracting them or multiplying them or subtracting them in that formula. So once you know how to manipulate numbers by the 4 signs, you get the formula, translate it into numbers, and crush it, so that you do not even have to struggle about mathematics. Maths is just play. It is fun, it is joy. The difficulty about mathematics is the way it is taught. And the difficulty about mathematics is what you have heard from other people, that mathematics is so tough. that mathematics is difficult. This is just brainwashing you. This subject is fun. This subject is play. And yet it is the one that runs everything in the universe. You check in the Bible, there are numbers all over, used in different ways. There's nothing you touch upon in this universe that has no numbers in it. Even this pen, one, it is one pen, and two, it has a lot of atoms vibrating in it at certain octaves or certain numbers of vibrations per second. So you cannot evade mathematics. It will always be with you wherever you go. The earlier you know it, the better. So get the making of a mathematics genius to know numbers and their signs, then get the formula to know about how to work that problem that you'll be asked about. So I have only one book encompassing all primary and high school formula. Parents, you can take advantage of that. In the past, I separated them into two, but I thought it was a bit expensive for the parents, so I put it into one. And take advantage of that, the formula book. Now, after that, the primarians then will need the CBC mathematics revision to acquaint themselves with the way questions are tested. And this CBC primary mathematics revision will take a child all the way to grade 9. He will still be using the mathematical problems that are found in this book. So if your child is in primary all the way to grade 9, get the CBC primary mathematics revision. And after that, there are those in high school. I want you to have the powerful notes of mathematics, and each class has its own mathematics notes. So the former Form 1 or grade 9 has the Form 1 mathematics notes, then Form 2 has its own Form 2 mathematics notes, then Form 3 has its own Form 3 mathematics notes, and then Form 4 has its own Form 4 mathematics notes. It's important to get these books so that you equip your child with everything mathematics. And there are schools that don't provide these notes, and my advice to you, the parent, is that get a complete set for your child. Get the set from Form 1, Form 2, Form 3, Form 4 together, so that the child can always look what he missed in Form 1, he can then find what he missed in Form 2, he can find what he missed in Form 3, he can find, and then find the Form 4. So at the end of the year, the child just plays with mathematics like a play toy, and you are laughing all the way. So get these books straight to your child. And I appreciate the parents who are getting them and are very happy about the performance of their own children. And now, there is this thing they call the English, which is a media in which every subject is tested except Kiswahili. So it's good that your child has the grammar English notes. Grammar is so important. Don't worry about literature. Literature may have nothing to do with the language that is tested in mathematics, but just the grammar part of it. Because the vocabulary that is going to be used in that setting of a problem needs somebody who is versed in grammar. So let your child be a good English grammar speaking. then your child has everything he needs to pass that exam. Now, some parents then also ask for other subjects, and I say, I can find them for you. I can acquire the books for you. Such books like physics, like chemistry, like biology, and even literature and so on. It depending on the set books that you are using. We can find these books for you. So don't have any excuse for poor performance with your child. We are offering everything that a child needs to excel. And take care of your children, because your children are the future of this country. When your children can't perform in the future, the country collapses. So let us take care of that. I'll give you a telephone as I leave the studio. But before I do that, I still want to talk about the health of the children. The other day, I saw on some media that jiggers are so much somewhere in some county here, which I don't want to mention, that the children cannot be able to walk to the classroom. And that's why I'm advising you parents that maintain the health of our children. Buy the children some shoes, even if they are those rubber shoes, to protect them from jiggers. Buy the medicines to kill the jiggers so that the child can be able to walk to school. When I was young, I had some jiggers, and there's no way I would concentrate. Instead, I would spend all my time scratching my toe throughout the classroom. I don't want your child to go through that. I want your child to be able to concentrate. So, avoid the jiggers. And another deadly disease called bilharzia, a disease that is found from dirt, made through dirty water, dirty food, and the hookworms that will cause a problem to the child. As a teacher, I want that child very healthy so that he's in the classroom with full attention all the time, because that is our future. So here we give you all that. Now, my telephone number for those who want to reach me for those books, or for schools that want me to come and talk to their students, then it is 0721 901 429. I repeat for you the number. It is 0721 901 429. Get in touch with me as I leave the studio, and we chat our way forward with our children. Until next weekend, it is bye-bye from Dr. Kundu.